Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be asking the cards, who will you marry? Basically, any information we can get about the person that you're going to marry, if we can find time frames, features, personality traits, overall characteristics, like the good and the bad, whatever we can see in these cards. Hopefully, we'll get a ton of information about this person, and maybe if there's somebody that's currently on your mind and you're wondering if this is the right person, or if you're like, just imagining things, we'll see if there's any confirmation within these readings. Now, I did pull out a lot of cards, which I normally don't do. Normally I stick to like shorter videos, but for some reason I just kept pulling out cards, so I guess there's a reason for that, whoever stumbles upon this. I have 4 stacks for you all today. You can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps if you like. Just go ahead and skip to the stack or stacks that called out to you. And I have 4 stickers for you all to choose from. We have a willow, a pineapple, a red rose, and lastly we have a lotus. If multiple stickers piles call out to you, just watch whatever you feel is meant for you to watch. Take whatever you feel is meant for you, leave the rest. It's perfectly fine if you're drawn to multiple stacks and you feel like there's a message in each one for you. Don't ever feel like you can't choose multiple piles. So we'll go ahead here and get started. Like I said, please check the description box or the comment section so that you can go ahead and skip directly to the stack. So we're going to start with pile 1. So hopefully I can get all of these cards and the sticker in frame. So we're starting with pile 1, like I said, and who will you marry, who it is you're going to marry. We have a willow. It's one of my favorite trees. It's probably my favorite tree, I think, next to an orange blossom. I just think they're very majestic. So our first card here coming out is selenite with willow tree. Oh my god, that's sort of hilarious, isn't that? To have both the willow here and the willow on the card. We have goddess spiral, rites of passage, dreams, support. So that card coming out first, I just want to take a moment to sort of pause on that, because that might be a message for someone. You might have been seeing this person in your dreams, or you might have been getting a lot of or having a lot of dreams lately about this person. It might be coming through for you and you're thinking, is this normal? Am I, just trying to manifest something that's not meant for me? I do feel like if we're getting double willow and we have that card that says dreams and support, we're seeing that it's coming through as something that is real. So it's not just in your dreams. You're not imagining it. You're not trying to, force something here. It is something that's coming through for you. Whether or not you know this person, if you do know this person and you think maybe like it's not that person, I would say this might be confirmation for you. Of course, check out the other cards first. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm never going to find this person's never coming through for me, this might be confirmation that's saying that person that you're dreaming of is coming through for you. It just might be taking a little extra time to get that person like to that ideal stage to where you can meet. But it's telling you immediately, willow, this is coming through for you. No worries. We have 9 of Wands to the moon. That's interesting too, because we have the moon coming out sort of in that selenite and willow tree card. So we're getting more exposure of truths, like almost saying it's not a dream. And I feel like that might just be the message here that's really meant for you. It's not a dream. We have 6 of Cups as well, my favorite card in the tarot deck. We have the Sun, the 3 of Wands. I'm just going to go ahead and pull out all the cards to just speed up. 5 of Acorns with challenge and growth. We have 2 of Shells. This is 2 of Cups with union and harmony, and that is my other favorite card. So 6 of Cups and 2 of Shells, like depending on the day, my 2 favorite cards. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Star, and lastly over here we have the Fates. And the interesting thing about the Fates, it is the same number as the Star. So we have a lot of things that are coming out, a lot of dreams, a lot of realities, a lot of sort of restructuring. And mainly here, the overall message that I'm getting for you is your dreams are coming true. This person that you're dreaming of, this person that's on your mind, does actually exist. It's not like they're not, there for you out, somewhere in existence. They're just sort of like making their way to you. It might be taking a little time. You might be feeling like you've waited a lifetime for this person and you still have no sign of when they are arriving. So it might be frustrating for you. I feel like The Nine of Wands is giving me energy for both of you, where you've been through a lot, they've been through a lot, and you might be feeling like I've really had to make my way through a lot of like wrongs to get to this stage, and you're just now waiting for the right, or you're waiting for confirmation that this person is the right. So it's a transition through these cards. We start with the moon, we have the sun coming through, then we have the star at the end that's sort of like guiding you to the right person. So I think this is very good energy for both of us, showing that both of you have been through like rough patches, relationships that didn't work out, just instances that sort of like created some negativity, but now you're seeing that like, you know, there's still goodness, there's still a future. And when the arrival of this person, or the relationship that you have with this person, I think brings you to this new realization. And that's where we have the moon coming in to sort of like end the cycle and expose truth to you. I think too, with the moon and the Six of Cups, we're seeing somebody who is very honest, very open with you, very like, they tell you everything. They're constantly telling you like, you know, almost to affirm things to you, you know, just in case you're worried, or just in case you're wondering about things, this person opens up to. But I feel like you don't even have to ask them. I think they can read your energy and then automatically know when something's going on, so that they can be there for you and be a better support when it comes to this relationship. And that also ties into just their overall personality. I feel like they're a very considerate person, somebody who takes in just overall like the energy in a room, the energy that a person is giving them, so that they could better handle every situation. And even though they might not be the person that like, you know, wears their heart on their sleeve or is like overly emotional, I feel like they are so in tune with emotions that they really know how to approach everyone, especially you. Like they know how to be with you, they know how to support you, interact with you, carry you, you know, they know how to cheer you up and just be the person that you need at the time you need them. They're a very patient person, and they're a very understanding person. One sort of memory or one instance in your life, multiple instances in your life, that created a really sort of almost like a weight on you. And every so often, even though like you've worked incredibly hard to get past it, it still seems to come back. And this could be hurt from a previous relationship, this could be hurt from family, this could be like a lot of different situations that, you know, happened in the past when it came to both of you, you know, like your own personal experiences. But it's like they're working hard to rid you of that energy. And I feel like the same goes for you when it comes to them, just like getting rid of that negativity, the whatever, you know, sort of cloud is sort of hanging on, or, you know, is always there in the distance that you worry about. So it seems like overall this person very balanced. And we see the Six of Cups normally as this like youth to old age. Like there's a different way you can interpret this. It could be a life partner, it could be a soulmate, it could be somebody who's returning at important parts in your life where you really need this. When it comes to this stack, or like this assortment of cards, the way I'm seeing it is this person is coming in at the right time for you. And I had said like you might feel like where is this person, or why is this not happening at the time that I want it to happen at? And you know, like all these people, it was like failure after failure when it came to previous relationships. And like, why can't I just meet the right person? And it's because this right person needed time to get to you. The alignment really had to be right for their arrival. So I think what we're seeing is somebody who's really well balanced, somebody who's patient, somebody who's understanding, somebody who's not very heated. We don't see a lot of intense energy, even though we see like Five of Acorns, we see the Nine of Wands, we have a lot of fire energy here. We have a good balance of energy, because we also have Cups coming through, which sort of like die down that almost like that intensity. So there's somebody who has passion in the right areas, right? When it comes to romance, they're so romantic, they're so loving, like they're very, very good at expressing their feelings for you, so you never doubt how they feel about you. The Six of Cups, the Two of Shells, even in the Three of Wands, we have that fire, the sun. Like we have such an intensity going on here. So it really is like they are really strong when it comes to how they love you, but overall they have such a calm, neutral personality. They are very well educated, they have a great speaking style, they communicate almost like impeccably. Like you're sort of shocked by just how they communicate. They always express themselves so well, and you never question what they're saying. There's never any confusion or misinterpretation around what it is that's coming out of their mouth. It's like they say it and you understand it immediately, and they make sure to communicate in a way that's like, you know, considerate of others, where, you know, it's not to like start an argument. They have their own opinions, but they don't do it like, they don't share their opinions in a forceful way. They're very reserved, very calm. I really like this person's overall energy. Now when it comes to the other aspects that we see, like when it comes to the relationship itself, I do feel like this is a very like well-structured, harmonious relationship with Two of Shells, Six of Cups. The way that the Three of Wands here is depicted, the Star, as well as the Fates. The Fates comes out sometimes to say, just leave it up to the higher powers. You know, leave it up to the guides. Leave it up to the people that, you know, are in control of your future, in control of what is coming toward you, because they know what's best for you before you even know what's best for you. And this is what's best for you. This is that like divine counterpart you've been waiting for, the life partner you've been waiting for, this spouse, you know, this marriage that is long lasting, that you don't have to question about. And it's such a very beautiful presentation, because we have the brightness of the sun coming out, this like shining a light on what is right, shining a light on what you need, shining a light on this situation so that you don't ignore it. Like, you might question, is this the right person? But I feel like you definitely know it through the way that this person approaches you, the way that you communicate with this person. Is a very good energy overall within this sort of, you know, I guess the timeline that's sort of depicted here. It shows their arrival, the lead up to the relationship, and then the relationship itself. And it evolves into something that's so magnificent. And like I said, like the Fates has that, like, just, you know, let it go, let the universe bring it to you in proper timing. And then the Star's there, because the universe, the higher powers, you know, whoever it is you believe in, they know exactly what your wish is. And the Star is wish fulfillment. It's coming through to you as you want. You have your dreams coming true. You have the exposure of what it is you need and what it is that's meant for you. So all these really beautiful messages are coming through for you to know that there isn't a question as to who this person is. It's more of like when this person's arrival is. I do feel though it's coming through surprisingly soon. You're just unaware of it. You don't see it at the time that it's coming through. And I think that was just to make sure that you're sort of surprised by this. So it sort of plays out the way, you know, the higher ups designed it to play out. This is definitely long term, and I want to stress that. Like, sometimes people think, well, we get married and then, you know, it won't last. It's like definitely long term, because we have Two of Shells, we have union and harmony, as well as the Six of Cups, which represents permanence within your life. This is long term, because you're going to grow old with this person. You're going to get older with this person. It's going to be you know, just the remainder of your life with this person. I really just heavily cannot stress just how wonderful this energy is here. Now, when it comes to this person, anything else I could see in general, I would say we have somebody, like I said, is very well educated, or at least has a good position in their chosen career field. They are somebody who's not like super emotional, but they are incredibly loving. So you feel that. You feel how much they care about you. You feel how much they love you. You don't ever question their love for you. It's very strong, very well balanced, very like evident. You know, there's no question when it comes to this relationship. I also feel like this person opens up to you. They tell you more than they tell anybody else, and that's because you've created a very comfortable sort of world for them. And everything that I'm saying they're doing for you, you're doing for them. You're giving back that love. You're giving back that comfort, that protection, that like you know, that home. Within these cards, you see home. It's like when you're together, they're at home. They have a comfort with you that they've never felt with anyone else. And I feel that's the same way when it comes to you, this relationship. And I think because of all that sort of suffering, Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords are the two cards that really indicate just a lot of worry, and then what's brought over. the Nine of Wands and Nine of Swords has that pain aspect, but still trying to move on, still trying to move forward from whatever it is, even though it's still on like your mind, even though it's still sort of present. Well, like the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles indicate a stage ending, and something new growing, you know, something almost being complete within those two cards. We see an incomplete energy within those two, but we see it followed up by cards that say, no, we're completing it. So it's sort of like the stars come in as an air sign that adds to that Nine of Swords, and we're completing it so we can start over. The sun comes in as a fire sign and completes the Nine of Wands, and we're starting over. So we have a fresher energy here that allows you to move forward. And it's just, honestly, like, it doesn't seem like it's coming through for you in the real world, but it is. It really is. And I think the stressor on dreams and the fates here is telling you, don't think it's not, you know, don't give up hope, don't give up, you know, your faith on this person, because they are truly coming through. They are more on the reserve side. I feel like you might not know immediately that they're interested in you, or they might try to play it cool. So if that person's sort of coming through, be sort of aware that that might be just the overall energy that this person has. But I do feel like once it begins, there's such a strong spark of energy that you really wouldn't be able to question this person's like feelings for you, because like I said, they might be a calm person, they might be sort of neutral, they might be like very, very slow to anger, but I feel like the passion, the intensity, the romance, the like emotion that they feel for you is there, and it's something that's like undeniable. So that's what I'm seeing here with this first deck and the Willow. I will say, no, it is very interesting to me that the Willow came out twice here, and I think with the Willow coming out twice, we see that almost like double confirmation of what's coming through for you very soon. It does seem like oddly soon. It's just like it doesn't want you to know exact timing. So that's what I'm seeing with this first deck, and I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Starting with our second deck here, we have this little pineapple. So when it comes to who you'll marry, I will say if you're drawn to the pineapple, that means you're a very welcoming person. So this person that you're marrying is also a very welcoming person. That might be indicating what kind of surroundings you both have. Might be a larger friendship circle, larger family, or just a heavy, like, really important group, you know, like, you know, 5 to 10 people that you just like can't live without. So that's sort of what I'm seeing when it comes to this person. So we have the Empress tree coming out first with clarity, freedom, and unbinding. We have the Fool. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. I always forget who is with Gilgamesh in that card. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Fool again. We have the King of Shells. I do really like this so far. These are some really good cards. We have the King of Shells with harmony and integrity, and the Chariot with discipline and determination. We have the Five of Cups, the Ace of Coins, and lastly we have Soulmate. So we have Soulmate energy coming through, which is always fun. This card does not come out all that often for me. If anything, I sort of wish it would come out more often, because it's one of my favorite cards. I love that he has, or she, you know, one of them has the key to the other one's heart, and I just think that's adorable. Also, I really love penguins, and I think it's just like a really adorable little card. It also represents two people that work really well with each other. They don't really have to explain to the other person. It's sort of like this weird telepathy that's present, where they know exactly what to do to help the other person, to take care of the situation, to resolve issues. They're in really great, like, other level harmony. This is like a spiritual level of harmony. That's why we have soulmates. We just really, you get this other person, you really understand this person, and they understand you. And I think that's something very special about the way that these cards are laid out, is like there's much more sort of like beneath the surface here when it comes to the two of you, this person that you'll marry, than I think anybody will ever be aware of. There's such a union here. We have a union within the Six of Cups. We have it within the Two of Cups and soulmates. And I think what's even more interesting is, I said, like, there's more beneath the surface, right? And I didn't even realize we have the Six of Cups over here. And I love the way the roots are like rainbows, like all those colors coming off of it, because you can't see that if you're above it, right? If you're above ground, you wouldn't be able to see all those pretty colors, all those things that are, you know, going on underneath the surface. But there's some like something amazingly beautiful, right, about what's going on here in that card. And I think that's sort of a representation of this relationship. It's like on the surface, it's beautiful, it's majestic, it's like everything you hope for, but underneath it all, there's something that is surprising, something that is, I think, surprises you, surprises everyone else, as like, wow, this really exists. So it's standing out, it's very important. I want you to know this person that's coming through is not only your future spouse, not only the person you're going to marry, this person is your soulmate. It's definite life partner, strong energy vibes. This is permanence within this reading. It's definite strong energy. So a very good bond between the two of you. So I do like, it's just a really lovely display that's going on here. On top of that, we have some other cards that are really fantastic as well, so I'll get to those. The Empress tree coming out in that first position. I really do think it's an interesting card to have there, because we see clarity, freedom, and unbinding, and then we have the Fool and the Fool. And the Three of Swords is coming through, and it's like you're cutting off ties to the past. You're cutting off ties to the negative energy. You're cutting off ties to what was holding you back when it came to relationships. So it is a big difference that's coming through within this relationship. Something that almost seemed like not possible. The way that this relationship comes through, the way it develops, just has a completely different feel to it. There's something completely unexpected, but also like there's a freedom, you know, like you almost can feel the growth within this relationship. Like you can feel where it's going, you can feel where you need to be. And I think both of you have that like otherworldly connection going on here. Fresh start coming out twice with a Fool, though, that shows me both of you, it might have been more of just, you know, hitting a wall frequently, where you thought you'd get somewhere and then there's a setback, or there's unexpected changes, or maybe relationships that really did not work out and they were completely unexpected in the way that they didn't work out. Those might be coming through here. It's why we're seeing a fresh start and the need to remove whatever is being sort of like tied to the past. It's sort of like letting go in order to let somebody in. So it's, even though it's an odd sort of like arrangement, I do feel like it's showing you exactly what's in store for you when it comes to this relationship. This person's personality, I think, because of sort of like how they were raised, who they were around, I think they had to almost develop their own sense of self rather than what was sort of given to them. You know, I think others tried several times to define them, and it took a long time for them to discover who it is they are, who they want to be, where they'll thrive, what is really meant for them out in the world. And I think when you meet, you see that this person is discovering who they are. They are taking chances. They're trying to reshape themselves. They're trying to become the right person, the person that makes, you know, them happy, rather than the person that makes everybody else happy. And I find it interesting because we go from the Fool of like that restart energy, but we have a Little Mermaid, and then we end up in the King of Shells with harmony and integrity, as like they finally became the person that they were meant to be. But I also feel like through you, they're becoming this person. Like they realize that they can like certain things, they can do certain things, and just because their previous relationships or their family, you know, people around them said, no, you can't do that, or that's, you know, we rather you not, or even like that's not what we want of you. When it comes to you, you almost like you nurture that and you allow it to grow. And in response, you know, they do the same for you. And it only built up a stronger support system, a stronger bond, and this stronger relationship tie that creates so much security that you don't need to ask this person anything. You know exactly who they are, how they feel, what's going on in their mind. And in the Two of Cups, that's why I said I can't remember who's there with Gilgamesh, but basically the story in that Two of Cups illustration is Gilgamesh was sort of like needing balance, needing to have somebody to create that like calmer side, like wherever he was a little like overboard, or you know, if he was a little hot tempered, needed somebody to cool him down, be the rational one, you know. But also in that, it's like when you are so unique or so different, right? Or you feel, you know, a certain way, maybe like you're the only one that's interested in spirituality or like tarot or anything. Even if like you're the only one that's interested in a certain type of music, and you always felt separated from people because you couldn't find anybody who would listen or care, or maybe a lot of people would judge you for what your interests were because they weren't in line with what theirs were. This is where this person's coming through. Like, it is your counterpart here that is present. We have soulmates, we have Two of Cups, we have the arrival of this opportunity. Like, the King of Shells is coming your way. Whether or not, you know, male, female, I don't really assign genders necessarily to the king and queen. I feel like it's either like king comes out and he's a little more, you know, aggressive, or he's a little more showy, he's a little more expressive, while the queen, she's a little more on the patient or slower side. So when it comes to the sort of difference between that, what we see here is somebody who is eager, somebody who has all the traits of the Queen of Cups, but is more likely to show that. So we see somebody who's like, I am ready for love, I'm ready to find this person, I'm ready to find my life partner, I'm ready to find the person that I'm going to stay with forever, I'm getting rid of the past. And we see that Five of Cups being let go. Three of Swords, it's in the past now. Everything is now being placed in the past so they can move forward and see the opportunity that is being presented to them, the Ace of Coins, or at least go out in search of the Ace of Coins. And I love that because we see a start here, and the start in the Ace of Coins is forever. You don't just, you know, plant it and walk away. You plant it, you nurture it, you watch it grow, and then one day it becomes something beautiful. And we can also say, if we want, you know, like Ace of Coins could be a seed that then turns into a tree. And that's where we start. We start with the Empress tree, we start with a tree within the Six of Cups, and we end over here with the Ace of Coins and soulmates. And what the Chariot is bringing is love that's enough to sort of nurture this seed. So it's a really good sort of path that leads to this future. And there's so much bonding, there's so much depth to this. It really is quite quite different than I think anything else. And I think you finally find the person that matches with you. And if it is you that had, or both of you, you know, like I said, whoever it resonates with, if it is you that sort of had that upbringing or that family or whatever that made you feel like you weren't good enough, or like you had to change your ways, or like you wonder like who you should be because they don't think that the person that you really are is like good enough, or they're constantly telling you that the person you are is in need of change. If that's you, I really want to say this person is coming through so they can tell you you're perfect as you are. And the reason you're perfect as you are is because you're their counterpart, and you match each other perfectly. You are able to communicate with each other. You're able to be the person the other one needs to be in order to be the person that, like, you know, whoever you believe in has created you to be. And it's odd because it feels like it was made on another plane just so you can have that union, and through that union it strengthens. And it's a really good relationship because it doesn't seem like there's miscommunications. It's not to say there's, like, you know, argument free and it's going to be perfect. It's just saying that you two understand each other so deeply and you work so hard to truly understand each other. There's a lot of sincerity and consideration between the two of you because of what you've been through, what unites you two. It's constantly more and more invested into the relationship in order to maintain it, to improve it, you know? So it's almost like this endless, like, how much, you know, can I do to show you I love you, but in a positive way. It's like, because I want to show you I love you, because I want you to know. And it's like almost like an appreciation in a way of like, look at what you've done for me, look at who you are to me. And this King of Shells, I almost feel it's like the elaborate one, you know, the one that sort of like wants to do really fun displays of emotion. You know, it's like the type of person that would sort of like throw roses all over the place just to be romantic, or they'd make food for you and cut everything into heart shapes. It's like that energy of like, it's adorable, it's sweet, it's kind, it's loving, it's sort of silly, but it's something that just makes your soul happy. I really love that person's energy that's coming through here. Of all the other things, you know, random things we can see, I do think that this person has a clean sort of slate. I feel like whatever has happened is something that once they let go of, like in the past, once they let go of it, is completely cleansed. They're able to move on without anything that is you know, weighing them down. And if you have anything that's weighing you down, I feel like their arrival also helps you with that. I think there's also this ability to almost like isolate off from the world when you two are together, where you can be in a room of like 1,000 people, right? But when it's just the two of you, there's this connection. And it's like I said, like there's a telepathy thing here where you're almost able to tell each other how you feel, you know, so that you don't actually have to word it. Like they'll sense how you're feeling. If you want to leave some party, or if you want to go do something, they already know it. It's less, they're so in tune with you and you're so in tune with them. It's just a really like it's growth within itself. It just grows stronger, that bond that you have. Then like the relationship itself, like I know it's spouse, I know it's marriage, but I really do feel here there's that life partner and beyond that we see here. Like not even just here in this physical plane, you know, as you grow older, as you like ascend, you know, I feel like you two remain together. This is such a strong energy that you two like are bonded. It's a bond. It's almost like there's a union that comes through that's unexpected when it comes to this person. There's a forward momentum. If you have not met this person yet, I feel like this person is coming in pretty soon, since we are seeing constant forward movement here. It seems like their arrival is coming in quite fast. I think you're going to meet them unexpectedly. I don't think anybody's going to know this person. I think you're going to go out, you know, maybe alone somewhere, to a store or to a cafe or anything, you know, just even walking down the street. And I think that's where you meet this person, because we see a lot of single characters until we see the rival of the relationship. And if that's showing up as a rival or relationship, it seems like there's nobody else influencing this. You're just able to meet this person and bond with this person, and then it grows into more. There is a nice harmony, not just because it's on the King of Shells. I'm saying that because we have a good energy fill here. Sorry. There's not anything that's really overly exciting. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of wand energy. We're not seeing fire energy here. We're seeing good communication within the swords, you know, but even in that, it's not intensity. So we're seeing cups and we're seeing coins, you know, and those cards together, and trees, okay, and trees would be earth. So we're seeing a good sort of balance where coins and the water really nurture each other and create the most like perfect bond you can find here. It's not destructive like a fire or air bond. The earth water bond is a very calm, nice, like prosperous energy. So I feel like that's the right energy to be looking for when it comes to a relationship. So that's what I'm seeing when it comes to who you'll marry. I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye. Starting off with our next stack, we have this rose. We're going to put it over here. When it comes to this person you'll marry, we have Apophyllite and Alchemy with lifestyle choices, detox, and nourishment. I do like that detox coming out alongside lifestyle choices, because it's almost telling me that they're choosing you because you're healthier for them. And I'm not sure who that's meant for. It might be meant for, you know, everybody who comes across this stack. It might be meant for one person. But I feel like maybe, possibly, I mean, this could also be for you. You know, it could be the opposite. And they're the ones that are coming through for you. But I'm feeling for some reason, whoever it is, it's like there was a very toxic relationship in the past, or possibly that's still sort of lingering, and this person is coming through to remove you from that toxicity, or you remove them from that toxicity, and allowing for that detox, that cleanse to take place, the lifestyle choices to improve, to choose what is healthier over what is, like, you know, not healthy, or what might be detrimental to, you know, them, their growth, their future. So we have the Page of Swords. Feeling like this person's coming in pretty quickly if they haven't arrived yet. It does seem like quicker energy if we have the Page of Swords immediately. We have 8 of Cups. We have the World. So I'm going to pause for a second, which I didn't do in the previous stacks, but I want to get this out before I forget, because I'm a forgetful person. I forget easily. So when it comes to these cards, we have a quick arrival because they're walking away from something, or because you're walking away from something, which is allowing the universe to slide this person right on in, or slide you into this person's life. Take it, you know, whatever way it resonates, take it. But it's saying there's a transition here right now at this moment. When you're watching this, there's a transition energy, movement away from what is negative, what is holding you back. In this card in particular, we have Moses. Moses is walking away. I think it's Moses. Is it Moses, or is it Moses or Joseph? No, it's Moses. So Moses is walking away. We see that movement here. We see something that is being left in the past. And even though he didn't want to walk away, right? It's not like he wanted to walk away and leave his home, you know, and leave everything behind, and give up on things. It's that there was no choice. Like, in order to let go, in order to move forward, we see letting go of comfort, letting go of sort of the predictability, and opting for something that's better. And even in that, right, what we're seeing is letting go of the negative relationship, which in itself, like, not a lot of people think about. But even if it's a negative relationship, right, sometimes you get so comfortable in that negative relationship, you're scared of leaving, scared, like, will I find somebody else? Will anybody want me? You know, or even in the weirdest way, it can be what is predictable, and you just want predictability. You know, you don't want to start all over. But we see the World coming through, and the World is the restart. We see the World as a cycle. One cycle ends, another cycle begins. And in this card in particular, we don't see, you know, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. We don't see the World itself. We see two people that are united, and by letting go, by moving forward, that's where this union is coming through. So it does seem like if this person isn't in your life, the arrival is coming through fast, so that these changes can start taking place. That lifestyle choice, the ability to choose what is healthy over what is predictable, or what you fear losing. It's all about nourishing yourself, nourishing your soul, bringing about this change that provides you with hope for the future. You know, just that brightness, optimism, something that is positive here, and knowing that this union is on its way. So coming through very, very soon. We have Ace of Pentacles. We have the Hanged Man. We have Page of Acorns with discovery and enthusiasm. That would be the Page of Wands. We have the Two of Feathers with decisions and direction, which would be the Two of Swords. We have the Seeker of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords. We have a lot of page energy. We have the Chariot. And lastly, we have Here and Now. And past and future are written on this card. It ties into what I was talking about like moving away, choosing to let go of the past so that you can move toward the future, but knowing where you're at the moment, knowing you're sort of like in between. You're in transit right now. You're not quite there in the future yet, but you're not necessarily in the past. So what's that quote? You might not be where you want to be, but at least you're not where you used to be. So that's sort of what I'm getting here when it comes to this energy. There's a movement that's coming through. We do see a start. We see Ace of Pentacles, which really does say this person's coming through soon, or at least confirmation that this person that might be on your mind is the one, is coming through soon for you. And there's a switch that's coming. Hanged Man always indicates a switch. It always indicates a changing of sort of views. If you are in that relationship that's more toxic and you're waiting for the end of it, or this person is in that relationship, that's where we see the sort of switching of angles, realizing that the relationship was not what it was meant to be. Or even maybe if you're like, if you're scared to go out, if you're scared to talk to people, if you're worried that, you know, you're going to have another relationship that's sort of like ends in disaster, you don't want to put yourself out there, there's a change in views of like, I'm going to go out there and get what I want. I'm going to chase after this. I'm going to, you know, give life a second chance. It's opening up to the world and stepping out. And we see that with the Page of Acorns, who is somebody who's starting off on a journey. We see that beginning. We also see Page of Swords. Page of Swords coming out in that first position was telling me it's more that this person is on their way to. A Page of Swords coming out in that second position is more so telling me that this person is already in transit, but so are you, and you aren't aware of it. Like, you're already on your way to them as well. So they're already like lined up. I think you're much more prepared for whatever this relationship is than what you might think. You might be hoping for one thing, not expecting what you're getting, and then it comes through for you as something even greater than you could have ever expected. Their overall personality, though, I think is very complementary to yours. It seems here when it comes to their energy, I think they're one who really likes to have fun. They might not really like to be around a lot of people, but I think they love to dance. They love to be in very festive areas. They love to be surrounded by a lot of lights, a lot of like excitement, you know, like amusement parks. I don't really want to say clubs because I don't think they're a club goer, but a place that has like dancing, music, a fun energy. They like to go to events a lot. They really love to live. They are such a lively person, and I feel like with that energy here, you know, just moving forward, letting go, detox, cleansing, renewal, we're seeing that this person is more like, I'm going to live my life, you know, I'm going to just do what I want, to have fun, and to not hold back, to not just like live my life in a sort of gloomy, sort of lackluster way. They're all about just going out there. They aren't too, they're not like aggressive or anything. If you say like, I'd rather not go, I feel like they're the type of person that'll be like, no worries, we don't have to go. Or they'll try to find a different place that will make you more comfortable, because I think more so when this relationship comes along, they are more concerned with you and what you want to do, and making sure that they're not putting you in a position where you just, you know, are unhappy. They listen to you, they respect you, they're very considerate of you, your boundaries, your interests, your, you know, if you're like an introverted person and they're more extroverted, and you're like, I don't really want to, you know, go there, and I'm not ready for, you know, that level of excitement or that kind of party. I feel like they're more like, okay, well, next time we'll just have a smaller gathering, and that way you can make it. You know, they're never one to make you feel like, you know, embarrassed for not wanting to do something, or like, you know, if like you're boring or anything, if you don't like to go out a lot. I feel like they're just one to want to make you feel comfort. They want to you know, help you grow. They want you to, like, we see that nourishment, right? They want to nurture you. They want to make sure that you're taken care of. And we see that rose over there with that sticker, and it reminds me, the nourishment and the rose sort of reminds me of Beauty and the Beast, where she was so caring toward the beast, and at the same time, like, he might have been sort of like gruffy, you know, but he was also very concerned with her. And through that growth of the relationship, they learned that the person that they thought like the other person was completely different, that they both had such a lovely like soul, that they were able to love each other, to express themselves to each other, to sort of like protect and nurture each other to an extent that they never had with anybody else. Everybody else was either like surface level, conceited, you know, self-absorbed, just very dense, or just not very good at understanding what was going on. But you have that story of like two people who might not have gotten along well in the beginning because of preconceived notions, but developing into something that's like incredibly beautiful, like, you know, like I said, like a fairy tale. But it seems real for you. It is real with these cards coming through. All this page energy does show youth. It shows it doesn't say like they're, you know, super young. So regardless of age, it's showing youth, which means it's a revival. It's a reigniting energy that's coming through. Like this newness is something you've never experienced before, despite how, whatever age you are. There's like a fresh relationship where you get those like butterflies, you know, you get that happiness that you can't stop smiling when you see them. This is what's coming through with these page energy of like starting off on something brand new that you've never experienced before. It's such a fresh energy, such a loving energy, and such a like a brightness that it's almost it makes you feel incredibly young when it comes to this. It's like I said, regardless of age, it just makes you feel like incredibly young. And it's almost like there's a constant adventure with this person. As time goes by, you see it growing old together, because the Chariot is moving forward with the Two of Feathers, with the Page of Acorns. It's moving forward. You have that start, you have that seed here, you have the nourishment and the protection that you need to turn into that like beautiful rose that's there. But you see that movement forward, and you see past and future. You're here, you're not in the past anymore. You're going into the future with this person. Chariot is moving. Sometimes the Chariot's not moving. Sometimes you look at the Chariot and you wonder what's going on with it. But in this case, we see the Chariot moving toward the future. Meaning this person is such a staple in your energy. Once they come in, once they arrive, they are permanent energy. They are there beside you. It's like there's a union that you two have that takes you into the future. It's really like you're combining into one. It's just this very pleasant I don't know, choice. I feel like you choose to be together, and I know of course you would choose, but for some reason I thought of the Lovers right now, and how the Lovers is sometimes called the choice, and it's to choose somebody, you know, and it's like you're choosing to put in the effort with this person. You're choosing to move forward with this person. You're choosing to become the best version of you with this person. The same goes for them. It's like choosing this. So you see their quick arrival. You see everything fall into place. And I feel like I said, like they seem to really like adventure. They like excitement. But I feel like too, if you're not even the type of person that likes to go out and do a lot of things, I think they're almost like they will work hard to find things to do with you that will, you know, both bring them excitement and adventure, but, you know, incorporate you into it. So they'll do even more, you know, just to make sure that you're there with them. Because I really feel like your arrival, just because of the way the world has come out here, it's so celebrated. Your arrival is celebrated, and I just love that way that they're just like, you're finally here. I finally have you. I've waited, I've traveled, I've let go, I've tried everything, and I've waited for you, and you're finally here. And that, I love, like, it's indicating the arrival of here. And we see the doors opening here, moving into a new world. And we also see that it's an egg, which is fresh start, right? So we're seeing fresh start, good energy, good movement, allowing for things to sort of progress naturally. Like, we're not forcing it to move forward, but we're allowing it and we're encouraging it to move forward. And I do think we have a good balance of energy that's going on here between like earth, water, air, and fire. We see a lot of good balance going on. So it shows that this person has a very good temperament. They're very they're exciting, you know. I feel like they talk. I feel like they have a bright personality, but at the same time I feel like this person is very self-aware, so you don't feel like there's anything that, I don't know, they just, you know them. I feel like you know them. It's very easy to get to know this person. But that's what I'm seeing here. I think we're seeing somebody who has really been waiting for the right person. I think they've made a lot of choices. They're waiting for this flip that's present in the Hanged Man so that they could start off on this journey. They're just waiting for that, like, clue, like it's okay to move forward. And it's interesting because these are the cards that sort of like stood out to me as like they're coming through soon. Like their arrival is quick, and it's coming through to release whatever was in the past and start off this. And I just think this is such a gorgeous union between the two of you. They just think that you're absolutely wonderful. Like, they could spend, you know, hours with you, never get tired, never want to change anything. Like, this is just like, how much time do we have? You know, if you said forever, then they'd be perfectly content spending, you know, forever with you without even moving. I think that's just who they are. But that's what I'm seeing with this third stack and the rose. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye-bye. Starting with our fourth stack, we have this Lotus over here. When it comes to who you'll marry, we have Green Epidote and Star Jasmine with restructure, identifying, reframing, and enhancing. We have the Six of Wands. We have the Chariot. So this might be somebody from your past, or this might be a change that's coming through and maybe allowing newness to come through for you. We have the King of Cups. Oh, we have the Lovers. We have the High Priestess. The Seven of Shells, which would normally be the Seven of Cups with choice and ambitions. We have the Six of Shells with sentiment and joy, which would be the Six of Cups. We have the Hermit. We have the Two of Wands. And lastly, we have Treasure Island. So, I do feel heavily like, in a similar way to the previous deck, it's showing me that this person is really on their way to you. There is alignment that is sort of being structured right now. And I think it's interesting that restructure came out the way it did, because I'm feeling like there's a change that's taking place to where if you're with somebody right now, it might be that you're wondering if this is the right person, or if there's anything you need to do in order to bring through the right person, or to confirm that this is the right person to get them to move forward with you. But there's also this sort of restructuring in your life in particular that is bringing you to a stage where you can allow this person in. If this is a new person, I feel like this is more leaning toward new energy, even though it's saying that there is a return from somebody from the past. This could also just be somebody that you were acquainted with in the past, and now they're coming through as a stronger energy here. The good thing is the overall energy is indicating somebody who is definite life partner, you know, soulmate with these cards. With the Six of Shells and the Lovers, those are two soulmate cards. Those are two cards that say this is like who you need to be with, who you're meant to be with, who has been destined for you, you know, long before you can ever imagine. That's sort of like what we see here within these cards. I love that identifying, reframing, and enhancing is coming through, because it's like you're seeing what you need and what it is that you are hoping will come through soon, and focusing almost like on manifesting the right energy. That might be something that was hard for you in the past. Maybe you were thinking about manifesting this one person, and what was coming through for you was not like the person that you were hoping for, or there was a lot of incompatibility, or just like, you know, frustration when it came to past relationships, and you're like, you know, I'm wishing for this, but why aren't they sending me that? So as you restructure that mindset, you see that you're actively manifesting the right person, or you're allowing this person to come through in you know, the right way, in a positive way, in a successful way. And I love that it's saying that you're doing right, you're doing well right now on your path, you're able to move forward. Possibly if you went through something recently, or maybe you had to reevaluate a lot of things that were going on in your life, and now that you're done reevaluating it, you're able to move forward. And that could be you in the Six of Wands, as somebody who's sort of like gone through it and now you're coming out of it and you're a better person. It could also be this person, you know, that they have gone through their own circumstances and now they're coming out of it and they're ready to pursue the right relationship. We do know, whatever way you look at it, they are on their way to you, because the Chariot is showing up here in very fast movement, and we see it bonded to the King of Cups, almost like it's indicating the arrival of the King of Cups. Regardless of gender, I said this in a previous stack, when I see the Kings, I just feel like they're a stronger energy than the Queens. So it's still that like beautiful, loving energy expression, the person that really makes sure that you know that they care about you, the person that does a lot of very loving things, like a lot of loving gestures come from this person. But it's more so, it's more like they really want you to know how much they care about you, that you are theirs, and that they're there beside you, you know, for life. So it's all about that confirmation, that energy, that intensity that comes from that love that they have for you. And as it develops, it only strengthens. So it's showing that the person that's coming through is that King of Cups, regardless of gender. It is that King of Cups, and it is such a lovely energy. I think this person, they might not be exactly like the most expressive person when they arrive, but I do feel like when they finally do start opening up to you, there's almost like a a release. I feel like they become so comfortable around you, or you create such a nice space for them. You create this sort of, I don't know, protection bubble around them, to where you give them the opportunity to say things they would have never said to anybody else. And through that, the bond only, like, strengthens and only deepens. So you're able to develop this relationship just really because, like, you trust each other and you care about each other, and you don't put limitations on the other person. You both are very respectful of the other person. You know what the other person's capable of. You gently encourage them, but, like, you don't expect miracles out of the other person. And that might be something that maybe previous relationships, you had, and there's never, almost like, enough was never done, or you put in a lot of effort, but they almost seemed to never put in anything when it came to you. Or you felt like it was almost like one-sided, and you were waiting for somebody who would love you as much as you love them to come through. And we do see that with this person. We see their arrival within these cards. So that Hermit, that Two of Wands, it's representing the transition from isolation into a relationship, from wondering where this person is, who this person is, if it's even worth it, to knowing without any sort of doubt that this person is the right one. That this person is the one for you. This is the person that you're supposed to be with, and this is the person you're supposed to move forward with. We see the Two of Wands. Commonly, Two of Wands for me is that card of, like, somebody who is waiting for the other person to stand beside them, to join them in their journey. And that's you, or that's them, whichever way you want to look at it. It's that union between the two of you, and you're able to move forward with that. And I think it's very interesting. We see a lot of these cards that show two, and most of the other stacks didn't have two in it. It had a lot of single figures. We have the Lovers with two. We have the Six of Shells with two. We have Two of Wands here, and it's indicating forward movement. Even on the Chariot, we have two. It's like he couldn't move forward if the two didn't work in harmony. The Lovers has this beautiful rainbow behind it. It's all leading toward Treasure Island over here, and there's a bunch of little hearts spilling out. The hearts are all over the place. These two cards, the Lovers and the Six of Shells in particular, they're showing me this movement of, like, knowing who this person is when you meet them, seeing it. I feel like you have a sense, or at least an idea, of who this person is when you meet them. And as time goes by, things are made clear to you, or you're more aware of a situation, so you're able to see things clearly, take up what is there, sort of like in front of you, and then move forward into that harmony, into that happiness, into that future. So we're going from maybe focusing on whatever happened in the past, getting over it, and moving forward. We're swapping that Six energy into this Six energy, right? Six of Wands into Six of Shells, where you're allowing this person to come through. And it's like you're not alone. You don't have to worry about, going at it alone. And that could just be a message for somebody there. It's like you're not alone anymore when this person comes along. Their arrival is coming through. They're already on their way to you. We have a little bit of a slower selection of cards, so it might not be like super fast, but you're not going to be alone. You're going to have somebody who's going to go through life with you. And there's no question to them going through life with you. They're in it, they're the same as you. Once it starts, they're not going to stop. They are there to the finish line. They have so much love to give, and they are just really waiting for the right person. And the King of Cups, I find it interesting here. He's sort of protecting this pearl. A lot of people say it looks like a microphone, but he's protecting a pearl. And the Queen of Cups commonly has a cup, but it's closed. There's a lid on the cup. Like, she's not letting anybody in. She's not allowing people to come to her. And I feel like it's interesting because the King of Cups in this position has that same energy of not letting people in, not letting people sort of have their heart. They don't want to open up to people because they're fearful of getting hurt, or fearful of the relationship failing. So in a way, that pearl is more so the King of Cups heart, and there's a protection over it. There's like, I'm not letting anybody come toward it. I am keeping 100% guarded here. I'm making sure that nobody is capable of hurting me maybe the way that somebody else has hurt me in the past. And that might be both of your energies, and that's where we see this Hermit coming through of, like, blocking yourselves off, especially with the Hermit in this depiction, because we see that the light or the star is encased, right? And we do see that with his lantern, but in this case, it almost feels like this is completely separate. Like, you have to work really hard to gain access to it. Almost like it's being guarded, you know, like they put something very special inside of a container, and that's sort of what I see with that. But if you're both like that, I feel like it's just more waiting for this person that you can move forward with. And this lover is, I love that it doesn't have the, like, you know, angel aspect of it, of the normal card, or the, you know, like the trees, the burning tree or whatever, and the snake. I love that in this one, it's just two birds in flight, moving together, choosing to look ahead, choosing to soar to, you know, higher levels, just having that direction and desire to just move forward, release the past. We see that with reframing, identifying issues so that you can reframe yourself, so that you can restructure, and almost like you can get to a place where whatever past hurt, whatever past issues, they're no longer there to cause you, you know, that pain. So it's all about the removal and the freedom that comes through with this relationship. Now, besides all that, when it comes to this person and their arrival, like I said, it does seem to be coming through. I think this person's personality, though, they seem to be strong, like their desires, their thoughts, their opinions. They're very strong when it comes to those, but I don't feel like there's any aggression when it comes to this. I don't feel like there's any even excitement when it comes to expressing their opinions. They're very oddly like they'll tell you this is how I feel, but it's not like even like half as exciting as it should be. I feel that's just the way that they communicate. Like, they might want to go eat somewhere and they say, I want to eat this. You know, and somebody else will say, well, I'd like to eat this. They'll say it. Like, it never gets heated. It never gets anything. It's just like they're so calm about it. And it's not to say that they're stubborn or anything. I feel like there is caving in. You know, they will listen to other people, but I think they're just like unique in the way that they're so sort of like calm about it. I also think this person's very patient, a very open to taking the long way. And although it might not be something that, you know, everybody wants, I feel like the way that they're accepting of what might be a delay, of what might be slowness, creates an even more, you know, desirable counterpart, desirable relationship to have, because they just have that better you know, mindset. They're very wise. They have a great amount of wisdom to them. They're very optimistic. They're very aware, though. Like, they know that, you know, not everything's going to end up perfect, but they're still optimistic about it. They're very aware of things. They know, you know, what issues are. They try to avoid as many issues as possible. They try to address things, you know, head on, so that they don't encounter problems that could be prevented. I think that's also a very unique character trait about this person. Possibly a key characteristic is they try to avoid or address things before they get out of hand. And you might not have had somebody like that in the past, but I feel like they see a problem coming, they try to sort it out so that it can be handled in a level-headed way before it gets to a point where there's a bigger argument and maybe there's like a separation or a distance that's created because of that misunderstanding or that argument that wasn't really worth it. So I think that's just more of theirs. Like, they're so loving, they're so caring, but they're also so wise and so they have a lot of clarity when it comes to their mindset, that they're able to just approach things in a different way. I think they're just very wise, despite, you know, whatever age they are. I think they're just very wise, and you can feel it. You feel their wisdom, and you feel this connection because of just their overall energy that they put out. This person's just very this person's very caring. They really care deeply about you. They respect you. They honor you. They approach you in a loving way. You know, once you are able to sort of like enter their life, I feel like you become the pearl in that King of Cups. Like, they're no longer guarding their heart. You have their heart, so you become the pearl. And there's also, like, when the High Priestess comes out, sometimes it's an annoying card for me, because she's always sort of that card that says, I know more than I'm telling you, or there's more to this situation than what you're aware of. And in this one, it's like such an interesting card because all the other cards really have a brightness to them. You know, the main tarot cards all have a brightness to them. We know the King of Cups is under the ocean, but there's all this brightness, and it's like almost like she knows that through all the darkness that you've been through all of everything you've been through, it's all worth it, because you're getting to this place where you're in the sun. You know, despite all that, you're in the sun. And I love that that's the energy that's coming out for you in this reading. I love that that's who's coming through for you. So like I said, their arrival does seem soon. I don't think it's super soon, but I feel like the arrival is soon. And I think that heavy lovers energy says this is your soulmate that's coming through, and it's more than worth the wait. They're on their way to you. Some things might have had to get sorted out, you know, just to make sure that you two were in proper alignment for this to be successful at the time that they want them to arrive. But we do see that it's actually working. So I say applause to you if you're doing some reevaluation, some soul searching, or some shadow work right now, because it's definitely working for you. So that's what I see there with that last stack and the Lotus. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.